perhaps inspire you to one day get to where she's at and maybe greater. Big round of applause for Jackie.
Hello ladies, good morning, how are you? All good? Good. So, I'm Jackie. As you know, I'm from California, born and bred, as she said. Right? Born and raised here in California. I went to the University of Kansas, where I played basketball for 4 years, and that was an amazing experience because, as you know, Kansas basketball, you guys know the Jayhawks, right? Yeah. Like when people are sleeping outside of the gym. Like it was amazing to walk into that kind of environment and say, I can play here, I can be a part of this. And to play for a woman head coach, a black woman head coach, meant something to me, right, at that time. So I did that for 4 years, and from there I was drafted to the WNBA. And I kind of, growing up, when I was your age, I was like, I'm gonna be the first woman in the NBA. Woo! There was no WNBA at that time, as you guys know nothing about, okay? There was only the NBA. But I always had in my mind, in my heart, in my soul that that's what I was going to do. So I worked and I worked and I worked. When nobody was looking, I was in the gym working. I was doing things like you guys are doing. And this is amazing because I didn't have something like this. It was me in the gym with my brother and his friend, right? This is amazing what you guys are doing right here. So from there, when I got drafted, I was like, okay, that was great. So unfortunately, back then, there was not that much money in the WNBA, so I had to also go straight from there to Europe. So I played in Europe for 10 years. I did that as well. And that was a lot, right? Because first of all, I'd never been outside of the country to go to Europe. And my first country was Israel. And I was like, my parents were like, oh my God, the bombs. You see it, the Gaza Strip, oh my God. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful country. There's so much world out there to see, and it's amazing to be able to have gone and see it. So I did that for 10 years, and then I had to make a decision, right? There wasn't enough money in the game at that time to say I could retire and be done with it, right? The men were making good money, but the women were making okay money. There was a few high top dollar players, and that was it. And unfortunately, I was not one of them, okay? But I was making good money, but I had a decision to make, right? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna retire at 30 and say, I gotta get a job? And when they ask me, well, where else have you worked? I can say, well, never really. I haven't really ever worked. Or 40. And when they ask you, have you ever had a job? I can say, well, no, not really. So I chose 30. I decided to step out of the game at 30 years old. And my career, my working career began, but I was very lucky, I was blessed. My old high school called me and said, do you want to be the athletic director? I said, what is that, right? But sure, why not? I'll go there and be there for the same way for the kids that my coach was for me. And I started there and was at Santa Monica College as the assistant interim athletic director for a couple years. And now who knows where life is going to take me. But that's just a little bit about myself. But let me just say that I've been watching what you guys are doing here, and it's very, very rare to have coaches as well seasoned as you have, right? You guys don't know how fortunate you are to have coaches, women coaches and men coaches, women who have played, men who have played. Rich here coaches at Santa Monica, and I love everything that he does, right? He's an excellent coach. He's tough on the guys. He wants nothing but them to be better and great than the day before. Tadeo, I met him at Santa Monica as well, coming to speak. He knows so much about everything that you guys are doing when it comes to moving your bodies, how to be fit, right? These are the things that are gonna make you great. It's about doing the work when nobody's looking, right? At this point in time, your parents are coming, they're dropping you off, they're doing all that great stuff. For me, I had to walk to the YMCA down the street from my house. I would stay there all day, and then my mom would come pick me up at night. That was what it was. I'd walk, I'd go home after school, do my homework, walk to the gym. I'd be in the gym just shooting all day. People would come in and play. I'd play with them. That was how I kind of got better. There was no training, there was none of that, right? I played on all boys teams and was the only girl, right? There just wasn't as many women who wanted to play the game of basketball as there are now. And then having coaches who really want to give to you and don't want anything else but to give to you so that you can become great is amazing. Is amazing. Take it all in. Learn so much from them, right? Is it hard work? Absolutely. Are you tired? Yes. Your day yesterday was long. You had a 12-hour day yesterday? A 10-hour day yesterday in the gym. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. But it's about having your mind right for today, right? Yes, yesterday is done. Over. I'm tired. Ugh. But if you was at home, you'd be Snapchatting, texting, all over it, right? All over it. So why not put that same energy into what we're doing here? We want to be great. I want all of you guys to go out and do way better than I did. Way better than I did. But in order to do that, you have to be dedicated, right? It's not just because, oh, my mom's making me come, my dad's making me come. All right. You want to be here. Otherwise, why would you get up at 7 o'clock in the morning? I had set my alarm to come here this morning, right? I set my alarm on a Sunday morning to come here and speak to you guys. I'm not getting paid, I'm not getting anything for doing this. I wanted to come and talk to my girl. Because when I was growing up, we didn't have people to come and talk to us, right? So are there any questions for me? Is there anything at all? Anything for me? I know you guys can go out and be great. I love all that today is doing with you, right? Moving your body, learn how to move. Being physically fit, that's number one. Being physically fit always. If you're always fit, you're a step ahead of everybody else. That's first and foremost. What you're putting into your body, right? Plenty of water. I see all you guys with water. There's plenty of water all the time, right? It's gonna get really hot in the summer. Are you guys gonna be at the pool or are you gonna be in the gym? That's the difference. That is the difference. Doing the stuff when everybody else is out there having a good time, what are you gonna do? That's it. You have to. At all times. At all times. Some of us, I played against some kids who had only been playing since their sophomore year in high school. They were just physically amazing. Amazing. But it doesn't matter because that hard work that you put in when nobody's looking is what makes the difference. You can get into a gym. If at lunchtime you can say, hey coach, can I go into the gym and shoot? What else are you doing at lunch? You eat real quick, maybe you eat, and then you just lollygagging around, right? How can I use this time right here to make myself better? What can I do to make myself better? Do I have to get up in the morning, go train? How many of you guys are playing another sport besides basketball after schools? Everybody's hand should be up. Everyone's hand should be up. You should stay in a sport at all times, right? Because it's not just about basketball. That's the thing we do now. Oh, just basketball. Woo, woo, woo. But there's so many different muscles to the body that we need to work. And other sports work those muscles, right? So everyone should get involved in track and field. Hey, number one. It's great. It's a great sport to do. It's fun, right? Sitting outside, doing some track. It's great. And it teaches you how to move your body, how to run properly. Things that we don't necessarily give enough attention to, but that are really important. There's certain moves that Steo does and you guys are like, wait, what? Touch my toe and jump, what? Right? It's just about learning how to move, do things that matters in the end, right? When I was drafted, before you get drafted, you go to this combine, right? And all the best players in college are in the gym at the same time, everybody. And they have trainers and it's just like the NBA. And they're telling you to do all this stuff and I'm like, what? Warm up, and I wasn't used to it at the time. Like, you just warm up at your own speed. Oh, I can go as slow as I want. I don't have to stay with your group. This is great, right? But it's about getting there. How many of you guys are team captains? Everybody should want to be a team captain, right? Because it's about helping your teammates to work just as hard as you, all the time. You're showing them how to do it. And if you're not the team captain, that's cool. But you should be one of the hardest workers in the gym. I went to a high school. I transferred my sophomore year. My parents were getting a divorce, so I transferred. And I went to a school where the team was horrible. I would throw a pass, it would go out of bounds. Throw a pass, out of bounds. And the coach said, just keep throwing them, they'll catch him. And I was mad than a mother. Super mad. Yes.
If you have a terrible team, why don't you just get them better?
Right? So I kept throwing the passes, they would go out of bounds. Kept throwing the passes, they would go out of bounds. But I kept playing hard. No matter what, I kept playing hard. Eventually, a team with no real ball players, we were the best team in Southern California. On that same team, I was able to get 3 of those teammates scholarships. From 0 to 3. Basketball scholarships. Because it was just about how I was playing, which made them have to step up, which made them want to step up and be better and do more. Just keep being up here at all times. Everyone else will start to look. Keep your eyes up. Never look down. Always keep your eyes up. That's what it is, right? If you keep your eyes up, everyone else's eyes will start to go up with you. And that's when you become a great team. I mean, I'm still friends with all those girls today. And it was something to go from a team of no ones to one of the best teams here in Southern California, right? That you guys can do that. All of you guys can do that, but you gotta want to do it. So we were a better team. We made a better team. Right? All right. Anything else for me?
Any questions? Come on, throw it out there.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started playing basketball?
Oh my goodness. So when I started playing, my dad is 6'6". So my dad's 6'6", my other uncle is 6'9", and his older brother is 6'3". So they would always play. So I've been playing basketball since I was little. Like I would just be dribbling, like no biggie. And my dad was like, oh wow, look at her. Left hand, right hand. I didn't know. Like I was just, they outside playing, I'm playing too. So since I was small, it was just something I wanted to do.
Questions, come on, throw it out there.
No
What was your preseason schedule like at Kansas? As a student athlete.
So as a student athlete, you cannot do anything in this game of basketball without being good in school. Period. You have to handle your business academically because there's a certain level of things you have to go through in order to be eligible to receive a scholarship, right? So for me at Kansas, it was 6 a.m. weights. Then from 8 to 12, 11:30 was class. Practice was 1 to 4. Study hall was 5 to 7. And then I was fortunate, kind of fortunate. They changed the rules. I had to get a job at night because my family couldn't afford to send me anything. And so then I would go to work from like 10 to 6 the next morning. And I would just do that, right? Yes.
Did you stretch well before you do weights?
Absolutely. So before we lifted weights, we would warm up and we would do all of our dynamic stretching like today I was doing with you, right? Because just standing there and stretching is not all that great. It helps, but it's not as good as dynamic warm up, right? So we would do that, and then we would spend an hour in the weight room or running or whichever or both, right? But yes, stretching before and we stretch after practice. Every day, all the time, multiple times. Flexibility is the key to longevity, right? If you're not flexible, if you're not taking care of your joints, if you're not doing all that, you will have a very difficult time, right? Not now because you're young. You can sprain your ankle, I'm cool, right? But as you start to get older, you sprain your ankle and you're like, oh my God, right? So you have to stretch. You have to stretch every day. Every day.
Any other questions?
How important is to watch film players?
That was my thing, right? So I wanted to be like Magic Johnson. Woo woo. I didn't know of Cynthia Cooper, Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson. Right? Those are in my era. I didn't know of those players at that time. So watching film was inspiration for me. Watching film was like, okay, I want to be able to do that. How do I do that? And I see it all the time. Kids try to do all these moves, you know, all these moves, and they can't do a simple crossover pass. Can you pass with your left hand? No. But I can do behind the back. Well, can you pass with your left hand? Right? It's the simple stuff that matters. I remember my dad used to tell me, he used to say, we had a brick wall on the side of our house, and he would just make me go outside and say 50 times right hand, 50 times left hand, 50 times behind the back, 50 times behind the back, 50 times down pass to a square on the wall. That was it. So I would just do it. Okay. So I could hear him and go shoot. Fine, Dad. Right? Real quick. But that's what made me a great player, was that I was fairly tall and I could handle the ball like nobody's business. Pass. No problem. Right? Those are the things. Doing the small things. Break the game down to small pieces. Don't try and do that huge move. Right? These NBA guys, they're doing stuff, even some of my girls, they're doing things that they've been practicing years to do. But they've started small first. Right? Can you just cross over back, cross over back. This is every day, other side. Every day. Until it becomes natural. Okay, now I can do cross, okay? Cross. Now I can take it to 2. Right? So it's about starting with the small pieces first. And then get bigger. Yes.
How many before your games? What time would you get there before a game? Like how many hours?
So before the game, in the WNBA? College. So in the morning you have shoot around, which that means you come in for an hour and you go over like what the other team's going to do, the players that they have. You have guys who run the other team's plays and you kind of guard them. So that was for like an hour and a half in the morning. And then you would have your team meal. Then sometimes if your coaches wanted you'd watch a little film, right? And then you had to be at the gym ready to go 3 hours before the game. At the gym, so you had to roll up to the gym. Here we go. You had to go to the training room, get taped, get warmed up, get massaged, whatever. You had to go shoot, right? You had to be done an hour before because that's when the coaches were coming back into the locker room and we're going to talk about what our game plan is.
So how long again? Repeat that again. How long you had to be there?
So I think 3 hours before, and then hour and a half shoot around in the morning.
So 3 hours before. I have a youth boys program, and I'm not sure if it's the same thing on the girls' side. 8 a.m. game, 7:55. Walk in, throw them on. Now let's play.
Yeah.
I just want you to understand, at that level, it's not only for physical preparation, but also mental. So 3 hours. I had to throw that in there because I think youth basketball now is game time 5 minutes before, walking in play after they just spent 30-45 minutes sleeping in the car.
Right. Yeah. Correct. It's about preparation, and it's not your fault. You're not driving, right? It's not your fault, and life happens. And sometimes it's hard to get here. You got brothers, you got sisters, mom and dad's like, okay, I gotta go. Right? But what kind of things can you do before you walk into the gym to prepare yourself? Right? One thing that I learned, and it's so funny because in college my coach used to talk about meditating, which you were like, what? You want me to sit here and do nothing for 10 minutes and think about what? Right? Yes.
I think it's called focus on breathing.
Yeah. Yes. Focus on breathing for meditating. But next time you guys have a game, do me a favor. Next time you guys have a game, Even if you just take 5 minutes, I want you to play the whole game in your head. How you're gonna do the whole game. Play it in your head. Like what kind of great moves you're gonna have. I'm gonna have a great pass. Wow. Right? Just see it in your head. Just see it in your mind. That's it. Don't just 5 minutes, real quick. Go through the whole game. I promise you, if you keep doing that, you will start to play better and better and better. I don't know if any of you guys have had so when I used to be in the zone, right? So I called it in the zone. Everything was looking like it was moving slow motion. Like I would see somebody like, oh, there they go. Oh, there's the pass. Like, oh, there it is. Oh, no problem. It was like slow motion. I don't know what it was. It just happened slowly, right? Because my mind already knew what was gonna happen. I already knew what to do. So it's about being just as mentally prepared as you are physically prepared. Right now, they're physically preparing you, but they cannot mentally prepare you. That's when you go home. What are you gonna do, right? They cannot do that part for you. You have to do that part on your own. And if you learn to start preparing yourself mentally now at this age, you'll be so far ahead of everyone else. It's the most important thing.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause, please.